Sold out thousands in attendance here at the Mandalay Bay of Las Vegas and the millions watching around the world. This is the moment we've all been waiting for. It's champion versus champion. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble! Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner, wearing blue and red, and officially weighing 154 pounds. Since capturing Olympic gold in 1992, he now has a professional record of 34 victories, including 27 knockouts with only 2 defeats, and 6 world titles. From East Los Angeles, California, the 6-time world champion, the reigning, defending WBC Super Welterweight Champion of the world, the Golden Boy, Oscar De La Hoya. And his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing white, and his official weight is also 154 pounds. His professional record, 22 victories with only 1 defeat, and 20 of his 22 victories are by knockout. And he has captured 2 world titles. From La Colonia Boxing, Oxnard, California, the 2-time world champion, the reigning, defending, WBA Junior Middleweight Champion of the World, the Aztec Warrior, El Feroz Ferocious, Fernando Vargas.
So with the introductions complete, Joe Cortez will call him to the center, touch up the gloves, and clear the ring.
All right, gentlemen. We went over the rules of the dressing room. I expect a good, clean fight. I want good sportsmanlike conduct. Oscar, your cup is the trunks a little high here. The punches here are still good. Your trunks are okay here. Remember, guys, I want a clean fight. Obey my commands at all time. And remember, guys, I'm fair but firm. Touch him up.
Fair but firm. Joe Cortez always brings a smile to my face. A good pal. All right, so we're set to go. This is Oscar De La Hoya. And this, of course, is Fernando Vargas. A lot of anticipation for this fight, and the Mexican fans really are excited about this fight. So here we go. You know the book on Oscar. Great hand speed. He's got a lot of power. Vargas has great hand speed and great foot speed. Great determination and tremendous boxing skills. So both of these guys possess power, and they can both box. Let's see who gets going first. Couple of body shots by Oscar, looking right hand.
An interesting point made earlier about Oscar having a reach disadvantage for the first time that we've seen him in there. This could be interesting for him, a little bit of a different look.
You know, it's funny, Dave, we've talked about that, but in reality, the way he stands in his orthodox stance, but his right hand forward so much, you know, he kind of neutralizes that sort of a little lack of, and it's only an inch, and an inch doesn't really mean a heck of a lot, especially the way he stands. I've never seen a fighter quite like Oscar that, you know, has the left foot forward and his shoulder is so square with his left shoulder. But he's able to get off in that position with his right hand. The shot's downstairs.
And we've seen him in fights where he's had a 5-inch reach advantage and able to just pop out the jab and then operate behind it. Then against Ike Cortez, a different ball game for him there. Couldn't operate the same way, and he's going to have to be equally smart here against Vargas.
Yeah, Fernando's one of the taller guys he's fought as well, who's a half-inch shorter, but that half-inch doesn't make any difference because you see the way they both are down with their chins tucked and bend at the knees. So I mean, it's just negligible. And you hear the crowd going, Vargas, 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 which is surprising. Usually it's Oscar. Vargas every once in a while will switch up and fight southpaw. We've seen Oscar do that in some recent fights too, but not as much. He's trying to give Oscar a different look. And he knocks him into the ropes. If the ropes held him up, that should have been scored as a knockdown.
He got a break there.
Got a big break because he was being held up by the ropes. As Joe Cortez was standing behind Fernando, but the crowd really into this, especially the Vargas fans.
Look at him trying to go to work on the body of Oscar. We don't see that often.
And Oscar sitting on the ropes. Boy, Vargas is playing the fight.
Get him up.
He caught a real big break there, and again, I think it was more the positioning where Joe was that he didn't call that a knockdown. Now stands, boy, Vargas having a terrific first round here. Two hard left hooks. Oscar's been out, well over a year as the bell ends round number one. Certainly a Fernando Vargas round to get things going here. Absolutely. Here we go. Round number two. It's academic because it's early. But if it's a very close fight, the scoring gets more than important. So we keep remembering that round. Oscar certainly has to turn it up a notch because Fernando Vargas is filled with confidence now after a very, very good first round. Watch how quick Fernando's hands are. This kid is very quick. He's 5 years younger than Oscar, and Oscar's had a lot of tough fights, so at this beginning part of his career, it makes a big difference.
Well, Vargas is benefiting from De La Hoya being right in front of him. Oscar is going to have to change the angles on this fight here, make it a little bit of a different look for Vargas, because Vargas has won the early battle inside.
And Dave, it's the middle of September here in Las Vegas. Every place, actually.
Oh, with the head.
He hasn't fought since a year ago, June, so are we seeing any ring rust here by Oscar?
Well, probably a little bit. I mean, he looks pretty fluid in how he's trying to do things, but where it really bothers a lot of guys is their confidence in terms of punch sequence and what do I put behind this and where's my rhythm. But I think the bigger problem for him is the strength of Vargas on the inside. We don't see De La Hoya getting pushed back in a straight line like we've seen thus far from Vargas. And now the angles are talking about.
Yeah. And that's what Oscar needs. Meanwhile, things are going pretty well for Fernando. As I say that, Oscar flips him a couple times, trying to get that jab pumping. Fernando pretty slick, when he gets inside, he'll step off that left shoulder and try to blast one to the rib of Oscar De La Hoya. And the fact that he came out with Julio Cesar Chavez, this is a guy that made a living on borderline rib shots. So if he's been paying any attention to the films of his mentor, you can see why he's doing such a good job. He's got good balance in there. And look at the legs of Fernando, very heavy in the legs around the calf area. All that's power for a fighter. Is that an even round? I think Oscar's having a decent round here. I don't know if Vargas has done enough now in this round. Crowd coming to life every time Fernando does something right now. And that's unusual. But again, very, very big Mexican crowd here. And the Mexicans really love Fernando Vargas.
He put some good pressure on De La Hoya in round two. And there's a good right hand.
Get on.
Look at that head. You see Joe says something there, Fernando, about the head. Bell ends the second round, and Fernando making a statement here. I don't know. I think De La Hoya probably won that second round. All right, this is round number three. The Colonel Bob Sheridan here with Dave Bontempo in the white trunks with the trim of the Mexican flag is, of course, Fernando Vargas. And in the blue, black, and red, the trunks of Oscar De La Hoya. First couple of rounds, a very good first round for Vargas, and then Vargas tried to roughhouse it a bit, but I thought Oscar did just enough to capture the second round. But as Dave said, it could go either way, and nobody would argue. A stiff jab by see his thumb going to the outside as he comes in. Watch for that, folks. And that's from his left hand, so he's looking to throw the uppercut when he does that. And sometimes he gets back with a hook, and sometimes he tries to get the uppercut in.
The adjustment that De La Hoya is trying to make here. Get the jab out and prevent that straight line work by Vargas. And Vargas, to get in tight, may have to do something else to get into punching range.
You know,
to jab his way in. Or
you're right, Dave. And you know, sometimes Vargas squares up almost like De La Hoya does, and he looks like he's fighting as a southpaw going with right hand leads, even though his left foot's out in front. Trying to get any piece of Oscar De La Hoya that he can. Both of these guys have good hand speed. Oscar up on the toes now, getting set up. We're going to throw some more right hands. Vargas touches him up again. The crowd starts to chant again. They love Fernando. Jab getting through. Just touches him up again. Oscar parries a shot with his left hand. Fernando filled with concentration and a lot of power to the body that time. Misses the left hand. Slick movements there, Dave, that, you know, good defensive stuff by Oscar, too.
We talked about the fact that Vargas is not getting in automatically, and that left hook missing is testament to that. He needs to be closer before he launches that big shot. And he has to do what he's doing right here. Work his way in first, and then try to get the big shot off.
This thing is seesawing back and forth in this round. Right now, in this particular 15 seconds, it's Vargas. Oscar making you miss, but Oscar can't sit in the ropes with this guy, because this guy will tee out there.
And now the difference, that left hook that was missing before is getting in.
Vargas pops that head back of Oscar. This is a close round, but I'm leaning towards Fernando right now. And I expect, you know, when we take exception and we see it close, that the judges could be split on it. So it's a very close fight to this point. Kind of controlling the round, and then all of a sudden that last 15 to 20 second flurry, Vargas sort of took it away. As I put it down as even on my score sheet because I know perhaps the judges will respond. This is round number 4, Mandalay Bay Resort Casino here in Las Vegas, Nevada. Oscar De La Hoya with the red and blue, black, scoring some shots here now. Fernando Vargas facing you in the white. Reaching him, Oscar able to get away. Oscar hanging that left hand down below because he wanted to throw it low, and he did. Now you start to hear the cheers switch Oscar a little bit.
Right, because Vargas is not doing anything to get close like he did at the end of round 3. Basically took the first minute of the round, didn't do much.
They slowed down just a bit. Pretty good right hand up the left side of the head of Oscar De La Hoya off the hands of Fernando Vargas. Combination missed. Stiff jab there, counter stiff jab by Fernando Vargas. So back and forth it goes here in round number 4.
Difference in this round here, De La Hoya keeping the stick out there.
Oh yeah.
And Vargas not getting the easy trip inside that he did at the end of round 3, and also he's missing a little bit more.
Well, you know, a lot of that's the defensive movement of Oscar De La Hoya. They don't talk a lot about him and his footwork, but he has a lot of really fine footwork, and now he's having a good round now with a minute to go, and Oscar looking pretty good. Maybe his best round of the fight so far. And a lot of that has to do with, Dave said, by the stick, the jab. Fernando misses his big shot for the uppercut. The jab has found a home for Oscar in this round. Fernando misses with the left and was short with the right hand. Downstairs, Oscar's able to get away. Side-to-side movement by Oscar, making it difficult for Fernando. When he sets up right in front of him, Fernando will come right in on him.
And now, because he's moving, Vargas has to reload. Gets close, either misses or hesitates and then reloads. So the footwork of De La Hoya here made it for him the easiest round of the fight so far.
Yeah, he keeps up this footwork. It's going to be tough for Fernando. The bell ends the 4th round, and that's a good De La Hoya round. The IBA titles all on the line at 154 pounds. Oscar holds 1, Fernando holds 2. Who holds 3 when this is over?
Now we're at an interesting point to see if what De La Hoya did in the last round becomes a permanent factor in this fight. Did he find the key to victory in what he did last round, or can Vargas take that away? We're going to find out a lot about that now.
No, in the first 10 seconds of the round, immediately Vargas looked stronger. Then Oscar came back in the next about 15 seconds. So both guys have shown well here in round number 5. Great right hand gets through. Left hook, right hand glances the ear. There's 3, 4 jabs in a row, 1 lands. That one, nice hook. And Fernando says, come on, come and get it. He felt that sneaky right hand lead. But you just see the determination in the face of Fernando Vargas. Sliding around to his left.
He got that right hand in as a lead punch. Good move there for Vargas.
Vargas is a very good fighter against another very good fighter. With the blood trickling from the nose of Oscar De La Hoya, he wipes it away. Not between them here either, Dave.
No, with Vargas coming straight at De La Hoya. We've seen a lot less in this round of the movement that Oscar De La Hoya had in round 4.
Yeah, 4th round with his movement here was much better. And now you see Vargas coming in pretty good here with a little over a minute to go in the 5th round. Now, this has changed around now from a De La Hoya round to maybe a Vargas round. Goes with the right hand lead again, slapping sort of left, but it got Oscar to back off. Oscar comes in with a jab of his own. Stiff jab by Fernando Vargas. Oscar doing a nice job of that footwork again, avoiding some wild shots by Fernando Vargas. Vargas did catch him on the hook and then just bounced one off the forehead. Nothing damage there at all. Fernando loves to turn that thumb to the outside and work with the uppercuts on the inside. Hasn't really caught Oscar flush yet. 25 seconds to go in this 5th round. Push right-handed.
Good 2-punch combination there for Vargas, and again, he's got De La Hoya right in front of him, and he's maximized on that this round. He's taken full advantage stylistically of what Oscar De La Hoya has given him in this round.
Yeah, he's taking this round away from Oscar right now. There's Oscar downstairs, upstairs again. The bell ends the 5th round, and then, there's starting to be a lot of close rounds. The 4th round very close, 5th round close. The 3rd round, I couldn't even give you an idea who won that one. Synopsis, yeah. Here we are back now in round number 6. By the way, after 5 rounds, unofficially, I have it scored 46-46. The difference is that, again, Joe didn't call it a knockdown in the 1st round. And I have an idea that his positioning was not quite right in that he was behind Vargas. By the time he got around, Oscar was off the rope, so maybe he didn't see him as clearly as we did. De La Hoya to the left of your screen. Vargas with his back to you now. Very close fight, to my way of thinking. The 3rd and 4th rounds especially, they gave Vargas the 5th round, they gave Vargas the 1st round, and Oscar the 2nd round. 3 and 4 too close really to call.
Vargas has to be happy about how this fight is unfolded stylistically. He has had De La Hoya in front of him, maybe more than he thought he would, because we've seen a lot of movement from De La Hoya in other fights. And yet here, he has been in front of Vargas. I don't think Vargas Vargas can win a fight if De La Hoya is moving laterally and boxing and showing the angles. Vargas has to have De La Hoya in front of him.
Now, the other thing he's got to be careful is that at no time does he let his guard down, because Oscar still has a lot of power. I mean, Oscar's got 27 knockouts and 34 victories, and in 22 wins, Vargas has 20 knockouts, so he can bang too. So there's a little bit of respect for both guys. The blood around the face of Oscar De La Hoya. I think it's coming from the left nostril of Oscar. In spite of the fact people say it doesn't mean anything, it gives the opponent a nice feeling when you see the blood coming down the face of the guy you're fighting.
It's a nice little springboard.
And where I like to wear red ties and things when the blood's flying. 50 seconds to go in the 6th round. It's a tough fight for both guys. This is another very close round. Steve, nice strike that time by Oscar De La Hoya.
He's cut Vargas. Starting to slice him up a little bit around the nose area.
Look in between rounds to see exactly where these are, because blood's coming from the nostrils of both guys.
De La Hoya's jab is getting through in this round.
I can't tell, Dave, whether Vargas is cut underneath that eye or is it coming out of his nose. There's blood all over his face. We'll soon know. Turning into a decent round for Oscar now. Every time you say second, where's the bell? Right at the bell. He was in the process of throwing, so nothing illegal there. Let's see close. Well, here we go. This is the 7th round. We're in Las Vegas, Nevada. A couple of points separating the two fighters, but again, as I look down to try and give you an indication of how I see the fight going, there's been a couple of rounds that are really too close for me to score. So as we progress through here, unless there's real definitive rounds, I'm going to have to leave this in the hands of the judges. It's just too close in each round because guys are seesawing. They'll fight for 10 or 15 seconds, and one guy will do something well, and the other guy will do something well. And by the way, Dave, I love this fight.
Yeah, it's really helpful for the style of the fight that De La Hoya has spent enough time in front of Vargas that we have good trench warfare. Because Vargas will hunt you down, and that's his way of fighting.
Fights like this are great for boxing. Kind of people say, well, there are no great fights in the heat. Couldn't even look at this. Vargas catches him a couple times again. Guys have almost the exact same height, almost the exact same reach, so there's no advantage there. Just the angles they're getting. Oscar has a tendency to hold that right hand high for southpaw fighter and does a lot of catching with it and parrying punches away. And Vargas has shown a little bit of that style himself in the early rounds. And as talking to Julio Cesar Chavez, he's certainly learned to throw some really nice body shots in this fight, and it's close.
What Vargas needs to do, we've seen flashes of it, I'm not seeing as much of it here, is work himself close to De La Hoya and then unload. We're seeing a little bit of impatience with him, letting the punches go for the distance when he wants to just let it happen. And he's helping Oscar line up his shots.
Now, Oscar's having a very good 7th round because he's landed some hard shots as the blood trickles from the right cheek of Fernando Vargas. Oscar has landed some heavy blows here. Fernando's still good with the jab, but he's got to throw more right hands. That blood trickling down the right cheek. Makes a miss. A little tentative. See, when he goes to throw the right hand, he feints instead of just letting it go. He's got to let his hands go. You know, Oscar's very fluid right now. Up with the toes, jab in the face.
But Vargas can't just let his hands go because he's not confident of where his position is.
Well, that's true. That's, again, we're evaluating a lot easier to evaluate than execute. As the bell, Joe Cortez getting in there immediately to make sure no punches land after the bell. That's a De La Hoya round for sure.
That's good.
The Las Vegas Strip I've got it 67-64 in favor of Oscar De La Hoya, but don't forget the very close rounds we had. This is round number 8. It could be closer, it may not be. Who knows? Oscar seemed to have turned up a notch in the last couple of rounds. Vargas had some real good rounds early. Nobody's been down. Vargas was cut by the under the left eye back in the 6th round. Oscar got a bloody nose in the 5th, and that's on and off. Look at these jabs in the face of Fernando now. See any signs of Fernando wilting with the pressure that Oscar's putting on him?
Yes, De La Hoya sensing signs of vulnerability here. He's getting closer, double jabbing. He's in more of a kill zone position here. Look how close he's getting before he fires his punches.
Joe Cortez says keep the punches up. And he loves to throw that punch again, as I say, with the thumb turned out in front of the uppercut. But each time he's thrown it, he really hasn't landed it definitively. And on that last occasion, it was a borderline shot. Although Joe said at the start of the fight that Oscar's pants were a little hot.
You get the sense in watching De La Hoya advance that he believes he's seen everything that Vargas has. And now he's getting closer and feels confident about taking more things away. He's getting off first, he's closer, and he's punching more in combination.
Yeah, blocking punches. He seems to have much more confidence, and Vargas is not throwing as much as he was by any way, shape, or manner now. He's up on his toes, he's in great physical condition, but he's not letting the hands go, and Oscar is. About a minute to go here in the 8th round. This is another good round so far for Oscar De La Hoya. It's funny the way the fans swung back and forth in this fight. Chopping right hand by Oscar.
That'll be the same fans too. Sometimes they've got it covered.
These are 2 nice guys, so it's hard to root for one or the other. Probably know Oscar a little bit better than Fernando, but I know Fernando well. I'd like to see them both do well. Nice left hooks, but it doesn't ship Oscar. Oscar almost invites him to throw the right hand. If he throws that right hand and reaches, Oscar wants to do just that. Counter with his right hand. And that's what he's inviting Fernando to do that, but Fernando goes with a left hand. And look at those jabs holding him back. This is a terrific round of boxing for Oscar De La Hoya.
The triple jab, it's a good indication of where he is right now.
And the right hand will just about end this round. As the bell ending at the 8th round, and that's a De La Hoya round. And the Colonel Bob Sheridan here with Dave Bontempo. We hope wherever you're watching around the world that you're enjoying this one. Oscar De La Hoya slightly out in front this fight in the red and blue trunks and the white trunks is Fernando Vargas. Champions. Over 50 wins combined. In fact, 56. And only 3 losses combined. I mean, 47 knockouts between the two of us. We've got 2 Olympic fighters, both Olympic champions. There's Fernando coming on in this round now. Oscar trying to hold him off with the jab. He isn't throwing good hands. Fernando, they told him in his corner, he's got to pick up the pace, and he's trying to do just that here in the 9th round. And it's
Let him go backwards, and he's doing some good things here.
This is good stuff. And the crowd really comes to life here at Mandalay Bay. That was a very good first minute of this round for Fernando Vargas. Can he sustain it? And he better, because he needs it on my score sheet. 5th jab again.
He answered right at a time when De La Hoya was beginning to look like he could be into cruise control.
Yeah, and De La Hoya was in cruise control, but this guy's got some sort of second win now. That's Fernando Vargas. Oscar back up his toe, tries to dance away, trying to get that jab back in the face of Vargas. Vargas doing the pressuring right now in the 9th round of this fight. Oscar missing. He looks a little arm weary right now, doesn't he? And although he's up on his toes, his legs look a little bit heavy.
And he expended a lot in the last round.
Yeah, he did. He did. And why Vargas is, one of the reasons Vargas is able to do what he's doing here in the 9th round. But this fight is close. Vargas needs the round more than does Oscar, I would say. And so far, with a little over 2 minutes gone, he's out in front. He doesn't want to let this round slip by him, so we better keep the fight from Oscar. Oscar short with his punches. Slipped a little bit on that paint that's on the logo on the center of the ring. Vargas having a terrific round here. As I say that, Oscar gets a couple of jabs back. 19, 18 seconds to go in this round. It's been a real good round for Vargas.
De La Hoya took the round off a little bit.
Say that he nails him with a shot, but that's about the biggest shot that he landed, and I don't think enough shots have landed as the bell ends the 9th round of this scheduled 12-round affair. Senior is saying, keep those punches from the outside now. All you got to do is box it. Not bad instructions, but I know Oscar De La Hoya, and that isn't what he will do. The nature of the fighter is to come forward and fight. Fernando Vargas trying to pick up where he left off in the 9th round and see if he can put together a good 10th round. Instead, you see what happens to him. His head gets banged back. Oscar downstairs misses. And Fernando is filled with enthusiasm again, Dave.
And if Oscar wants to take a chance here, he can stand firm and catch Vargas with a hook or uppercut on the way in, because Vargas is predictable to him. He's coming right at him. He's hungry. He needs the inside fight. De La Hoya can plant and catch him on the way in.
And Fernando is not as patient as he once was in the fight, and he's missing a lot more as the fatigue steps in. I don't know, it looks like Fernando's a little bit more fatigued in this round because he put out a lot of energy in winning the last round.
The flip-flop of the round before.
Yeah. De La Hoya seems to have more win in this round, although he hasn't landed too many punches, as I say that. Fernando nails him with the right hand. Struck by Oscar. Midway portion of the 10th. This is, of course, the schedule for 12 rounds. Championship distance. Slowed down just a bit, not for the fighters. They're working as hard as they can. Jab, left hand, Fernando hit Oscar with a decent enough hook that time.
Coming straight in. Oscar has been moving laterally often. There was one time when he didn't, and he got caught. And he got caught coming straight back with the Vargas uppercut.
And that's a punch that Vargas has been trying to land throughout the course of the fight. He only able to do it about 3 times. Oscar slightly outboxing in this round. 44 seconds to go. Jab in the face of Vargas. Oscar bleeding from the left nostril. Coach Susan did a great job in the going back to Fernando Vargas back to the 6th round. He was cutting underneath the left eye. 15 seconds to go in the 10th round. Both guys fatigued. Both guys have put out a lot of energy in this round. Whoa! Vargas rocked a little bit. And Oscar knows that he hurt him. Look at him going to his corner. Well, I was about to say it's a pretty even round, but now you go to Oscar De La Hoya because this is the hurt business. He hurt him.
Bell can't save you, but it can be divine intervention, and it was there for Vargas.
Well, I don't think Fernando can recover in between rounds there because he was really out on his feet at the end of the 10th round. This is round number 11. Let's see if Oscar can keep it going here now. As this could be close enough, but it could be a problem in his judgment at the end of this fight if he doesn't have a couple of real definitive rounds here now to close this thing out. Oscar does look fresher, and no question he's the fresher of the two. Look how heavy look right now, even when he tries to bounce. Having trouble reaching Oscar De La Hoya.
De La Hoya can keep his left hand out, and Vargas can't even punch his way through because he is so tired. De La Hoya knows that Vargas is coming straight at him, and he might be able to catch him as he did at the end of the last round.
It's a big shot that put him back on his heels, and his legs are really gone. You see those knees weaving in and out. He can barely stand up.
Had that happened a minute earlier, the fight would not have gotten to the end of the round.
Joe Cortez has the up. He drops. Fernando Vargas goes down. The count's up to 3 and 4 and 5. Now the question is, how much longer will Joe Cortez let it go? He looks into his eyes. Very veteran guy. You see the blood all over the face. He won't let him take too much more. Oscar trying to load up and finish this thing definitively. No punches being thrown by Fernando Vargas. Clean shots being landed by Oscar. And this is going to be about it as he goes back on his heels. Blasting away. Joe can stop at any time now. And he does. It's all over.
And he knows how to finish it. It happens early enough in the 11th. Huge hook right there with Vargas unable to stop Oscar from loading up with the big shot. Same type of scenario that existed at the end of the 10th. De La Hoya loads up and he knows that that's the beginning of the end. Gets everything into it.
Wow.
And then, like the Predator, you just keep putting the pressure on and give the referee a reason to stop. Keep those punches coming in. In this case, the cards and letters. And Joe Cortez has seen enough. Steps in and Oscar De La Hoya emphatically finishes.
Well, he unifies the titles. Watch Joe watching. There's one really solid shot, then a second solid shot. The third one, now he wants to stop it, and he does.
Ladies and gentlemen, here at the Mandalay Bay, before we announce the official time, a round of applause for two great champions that came here to face each other tonight, Fernando Vargas and Oscar De La Hoya. The end comes at 48 seconds of round number 11. The winner by knockout victory, and now the unified champion from East LA, the Golden Boy, Oscar